We are a man down in Kalathra.
A man down in Kalathra.
Yeah.
He might be coming out. So he might be joining us soon.
You might say woman down, but
yes, Torb, what's up?
yo.
Did someone check the audio, or you're just too busy googling masturbators?
I don't know.
YouTube
What? No.
sounded good.
Sorry.
You have to Google that? YouTube sounds good.
Apparently.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose we should get started. We should have a recap on what happened last time, I guess.
Sure.
I'm a statue.
That's true.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Thanks for ruining the hook. Appreciate it.
No problem.
So you guys went to a fun fair, Fate. Went through an exciting dash through various tents, fighting various things like rugs and chests and statues. And during that, you met a Medusa who turned 25 into stone.
Yeah, I beat Jed.
Yep.
Jed wanted his own statue. I am my own statue.
You also met a Father Roman Gregor, who can thankfully turn people back from stone. However, his spells were tapped. You agreed to go with him to his church, which he was taken from by the people who run the fair for this very purpose. So you agreed to travel back to him, and then we had some technical difficulties whilst the journey was happening. So we left it on a cliffhanger of you guys returning to the church, or traveling to the church for the first time, with a statue in the back of the trailer.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. Anything else happen? You guys leveled up to level 4.
We attempted to stop the person that was in charge of the fair, but then he used a spell to make everybody in the fair look like him. And as a result, we gave up immediately and left.
Yeah.
Plus, we needed a rest. We were all dying.
You were outwitted by him, I think is safe to say. And
I think you have to try to be outwitted.
Whoever created that amazing character.
Right. What YouTuber did you steal it from?
I didn't. I stole it from a book. Anyway, you guys.
I was just going to say that too. Or what book?
Dr. Seuss.
You guys arrive at the church. As you're approaching the town sort of it's a fairly narrow road. You see the tower of a church, the spire of a church, peeking out through the tree lines as you approach. And as you get towards the town, it's kind of the first building you come to, and it's the only building that you see as you're heading into Have Hello. This is the first sort of building that you come to. The father was asleep on the back of the wagon, so you sort of slow down to a halt, and that's kind of where we pick it up from.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing?
It's funny you say pick it up, because they have to pick me up and drag me inside.
Well, we don't have to do crap. We're gonna leave you out here.
Yeah.
At this point, you're not in danger anymore.
Well, actually, at that point,
push him down.
The father who has had a long rest, reaches down. You watch as some light begins to shine from his hand, and it starts to coat the statue of 25, and then you see the stone start to crumble away, revealing his.
Right, they killed him.
His skin, and 25. You open your eyes, and there you are.
So the dildo told us we had to be back home for him to do that.
He was tapped out spells.
Yeah, he needed a long rest.
He was in a tent. He could just sleep there.
I mean, you could ask him that if you want.
Nah, just let him have his weird dildo ways.
Okay.
So
what are you guys doing?
So we won? What did we get? What was our prize?
We're level 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a certificate.
What? Good for one level.
Well, they all did. You didn't.
Oh, man.
Yours is still on the floor.
That's right. Because I was a statue. I don't get any experience.
Someone pinned it to you.
So is 25 like aware of all of the events that that transpired as all this was happening, or was he
the
just?
The last thing he would remember is coming face.
Okay. So 25 is actually in the complete dark.
Yeah. He has no idea where we are.
I know I saw a butt just flapping in the breeze.
What?
And then I woke up here.
What?
Remember the Medusa was like half naked?
Yeah.
How'd you see her butt? You looked her in the eye.
Well,
She was licking her own butthole, and you.
This was
Exactly.
a special kind of Medusa.
Yeah. It
it's
has
a
a butt
form
face.
of eye.
25 doesn't realize that males and females have different genitalia, and he just thought it was her butt.
I just saw her butt.
Sure was her butt and not her face.
But it's also a quarter of an inch longer than the usual butt.
Okay, so as you guys as you're coming around, Father slowly hops down off the wagon. You look at him. You can see that he's worried about the state of his church, and he starts walking towards the doors.
I love how nobody cares about 25, and he's not worried about anything. It's like nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess,
tell,
you know.
Yeah, I tell 25 that we killed the Medusa and a whole bunch of crazy shit going on.
There was a Medusa?
In the...
Whoa.
At the fair. And now we're here.
So we didn't get a prize for winning the funhouse. Those bastards. All right. Well, where are we now?
A cathedral.
All
As
right.
you,
Would
as you're
appear so.
standing there talking, you watch and you see the father approach the front of the church, and he just rests his hand on the door frame, and sort of just looks around the church.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go down there and kind of make my way over to him.
Same.
Don't really say anything more, just kind of be there in case he has anything.
Okay, so as you approach the doors of the church are laying on the floor, they're clean off the hinges. There's from what you can see as you're approaching, there's just a mess in there. There's sort of pews floating around. There's the altar on its side. There's a sort of a statue on its side. Roll me some
Crazy party.
perception.
All right. So I got 15.
Okay. Anyone else roll?
Or 16.
I got a 15.
I'll have to check again.
Okay.
I can't remember if mine's 15 or 16, but I'm opening my page.
Got
So
13.
As you guys walk up, you heading towards church, and your main focus is on the mess that is inside. You can see the father is shaken up by it. You know, he's obviously a little distressed by the state of the
Union.
by the state of it. To your right, as you're approaching the doors, you notice some of the grass is blackened, leading sort of round to the right of the church. And then as you look up, some of the foliage is also sort of a dark black color. Everything else seems fairly normal.
Okay. Black, like scorched.
It looks. It's been the color of it looks like it's changed from you assume a fairly lush green like everything else is to a very, very dark black.
Okay.
Guys, I think they had a portal there.
At that point, the father walks into the church. He sort of is sighing, and his demeanor is pretty down. And he then spots that the altar is on its side, and he heads over to try and pick it up. As he gets close, he turns and shouts to you, Cain, to come and help him lift the altar back up. As you walk into the church, as you get really close, you can see that this down here is actually a symbol of Lotus.
Okay.
That usually stands at the very front of the church. At the back, you've got a couple of doors, and sort of there's a recessed bit where you assume the spire, the tower of the church is sort of recessed into the actual sort of building. So he asks you to come over and give him a hand lifting up the.
I look over at the fighter and wonder why I didn't ask him, and then I make my way over.
Okay. So as you're walking closer, he bends down to lift up the altar. As he puts his hands on it, he flies maybe
What?
20 foot back across the room. Just an explosion of like power from the altar, and he just, you watch as he just traverses the ground at a fair amount of speed, sort of coming to a stop maybe 15 to 20 foot away on the floor. As you watch that, you see a ghostly form appear from this altar. It slowly begins to sort of transcend out of it, sort of a blue, purplish, ghostly type shape. As it comes into focus, you notice it's a female. It's wearing leather armor, sort of in this form. It's got its hair tied back behind its head, pulled back, and these soulless eyes turn and look at you, Cain. And you hear this voice say, "Goromir was right. You are weak. The goddess of misfortune has him now. He's stronger than you could ever be. Why don't you join us? Fulfill your destiny."
Cain, is that a friend of yours?
I don't know yet. Scott hasn't given me enough information about the character to properly know, but they're talking about Goromir, and they sound like a bad guy, so probably not. Okay.
What you know from Foltus is that Foltus is the god of judgment, and everything has its place and runs its course. He tends to he's known as the goddess of light and law, I think, and that
Yeah, light and law.
sort of very much sums up what he's about. Everything has to have justice. There is a natural order to things, and he is the one to make sure that happens. You know that the goddess of light the goddess of
Goromir.
no, Goromir is your diva.
Okay,
the goddess of misfortune is kind of the polar opposite of Foltus.
Okay, so I don't have a name for that.
Not well. You could make a history check.
Well, because there's a couple, so I was just seeing if there was a. Sure, I'll do a history check. And then, so wait, is it history or religion?
Religion.
Okay. That is +2, so 19.
Nice.
Nice.
That's how to do
You have no idea.
So you know that the goddess of misfortune is also known as Aasimar.
How do you pronounce that?
Aasimar. ALAKSHMI.
Okay.
You don't know a huge amount about her, other than this is the polar opposite of what you stand for, what you stood for, and what your chosen deity is against. She likes to cause pain and suffering. She doesn't believe that there's an order to things. She bends the rules of what your god sees to fit her well.
I see.
She does that by lying and cheating and telling people that they can have what they want, but never quite delivering.
I see. Okay.
Well,
so the person talking to me is this the diva?
This is a wraith, essentially, that's was in the altar, has escaped from the altar, has mentioned Goromir by name, which is your diva or your ex diva, and seemed to indicate that she's had some form of dealings with Goromir. You know that Goromir has changed his allegiances, or potentially is certainly gone a little rogue from what your original relationship was with him, causing you to lose your path of righteousness and head down a fairly dark path.
A little bit.
And she's offering you a chance to join them and be as follow your new true path.
So naturally, completely disacknowledging anything that the wraith has to say, I brandish my blade and.
Everybody roll initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Can I also ask for? Damn.
Why do you always want it? That's what I asked.
Why do you never have control over it?
I don't.
Because he
Good
can't be
question.
trusted.
Okay.
That as well. That's fair.
I got a solid 4 because I've got
Yeah.
0 initiative now.
So
instead
just to
of-
get this right, you got your sword out, you pointed at her, and you are still the latest to react.
Yeah. Would it?
Yeah.
Like.
I'm
So-
still also disconcerted because of the whole. I guess even more just concerned. The whole guy that just launched 1,000 feet through the air.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it looked like a sort of that was a not necessarily a
Saying like
trap. but
Lakshmi or whatever took
Yeah.
his soul.
you don't know. As you turn round, he looks as though he is still breathing.
Mm-hmm.
But he was
Looks very
thrown across the room.
He looks very shaken up by it, and that happened literally seconds ago as he was 1 minute trying to pick up an altar and the next minute flew through the air and landed.
Yeah,
on
because
the
the second
floor.
like the divas mentioned by name, I just
Yeah.
had the blade pointed.
What are the initiative scores?
Oh, I got 23.
I got 12.
And I got 4. I got a rock.
I need to roll one for old whatever he's called.
Anti-diva or whatever it is, the wraith.
No,
Oh,
for
no,
the
for
father.
him. For Mr.
Yeah.
Daisy Pants.
For your father.
Lord in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Okay.
Those are Machine Head lyrics.
I still have my character sheet, which is a surprise. Let's be honest.
Hell
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so 25. You are up.
At Cain drawing a sword, I would have knocked an arrow, but
Mhm.
I would like to defer my turn until an aggressive act is made in one shape or another. I wouldn't attack without either Cain or the Wraith attacking first.
Okay.
Because I would be watching
That's
the
fair.
scene going down.
So,
So
are you
I'm just
moving or anything, or are you staying where you are?
staying where I
Hey,
am, just
staying in the front yard.
Okay.
yeah. Well,
fine.
no one's really entered except for the father. I guess
And I technically did, so I should probably be a little
I guess I
closer.
would have been come in with everybody, but
And
I
father
like
entered
what-
and then almost left quite quickly.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, because
Yeah.
I was walking in, so I
Yeah.
would be all the way up
yeah,
there.
you didn't make it. You didn't make it a huge way in.
Okay.
He had already, and you guys were sort of too busy looking at the ground.
Makes
Also,
sense.
it's not a sword. My blade is
Yeah.
a battle axe.
Oh yeah, good point. Okay,
So I guess I.
make a strength. No, okay. Oh, I didn't roll for Kalathra.
Calathra. Uh-oh. She rolled a perfect 20.
Yeah.
Not so good. Not so good. Okay. Okay, that was 25. So you're holding an action.
She rolled a
Nice.
25. Wow.
It's the wraiths go. Okay, so the wraith obviously seeing that you're not willing to join, taking that as a sign of some aggression towards her as you withdrew your weapon. She kind of looks. So you think she's looking at you. There's just these dark spots where the eyes should be. She says, "Well, you had your chats," and starts to head over towards you.
Yep.
Getting right beside you, and he's going to make an attack on you.
Okay.
If I can find my dice roller.
She uses a move called One Hit Kill.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Roll up a new character.
This just ends.
I mean, there is
She
a spell
rolls-
called Power Word Death.
Yeah.
She rolls a 11 to hit.
That is my armor class now.
Oh, okay, which hits.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she
I'm
does
0 now. I'm not -1. Brian's armor finally gives me a little bit of support with the cool little shoulder pads.
She does 25 points of damage,
Jesus effing Christ.
necrotic damage.
Wait, Scott.
Oh,
but-
wait, that's a good thing, right? I'm not like immune to necrotic or
I
resistant
think you
towards
might
it.
have resistance.
That
Yes.
just reminded me of a
Yeah,
question I have.
I'm resistant to necrotic damage.
Okay, so you take half,
Yay.
and you
God.
need to make a DC
So is that
save.
12 or 13?
12, I think. We round down. Or we're going to round down. Yes, 25.
My time as a statue, does that count as a long rest or not?
Good question. We'll say for this, yes,
Okay.
but maybe next time, probably not.
I'm assuming if I turn into a statue next time, there won't be another.
Yeah, you never know.
Save.
You need to quit turning into a freaking
Yeah,
statue.
you never know.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
true.
And
I need you to
what am I
make a
rolling?
Constitution save, please.
Okay. That one.
Not
My
bad.
constitution is +1, so is that what, 15?
50.
Okay, so you make the save.
Okay.
Okay.
And in reaction to him attacking, I get to attack.
Yep.
24 total to hit.
That will hit.
Yay! He taking 5 damage.
Is that piercing?
Yeah, that would be piercing.
Okay.
Oh god, it's just gonna sail right through him. It's a wraith.
Yeah. No, it probably
I mean,
does like half damage.
Yeah, you see
He gets
that
hurt really bad by piercing.
You see that
Oh,
it makes
triple damage.
takes some kind of purchase, but not as much as you were anticipating.
Right.
Okay. Torb, you're up.
All right. I'm going to moved right here. And then I will attack.
Okay.
That will be 12? No, 11.
Okay, that misses.
All right, that's going to be my turn.
Okay. Cain, you're up.
Wait,
I
actually,
hit-
that'd be 13.
Okay.
13 hits.
Oh,
Nice. I forgot to add proficiency bonus to that. All right, cool.
Shit.
What are you doing?
I need my desk.
That's twice.
well, of course you need it. If you didn't have it, your computer'd have nowhere to sit.
It's a laptop though, so
That will be 14 damage.
Okay, and what kind of damage was it?
Slashing.
Okay. Okay, so again, you slash through the wraith. It seems to get some purchase, but not as much as you were anticipating.
Right.
Cain, you're up.
Nice. I use. I'm going to use Divine Smite.
Okay.
So I use a spell slot to do 2d8 radiant damage plus the weapons damage with an additional 1d8 per level.
Okay.
So I guess first one to roll to see if I hit the thing. It's 8 plus. Is it +5? Is that my stuff? Yeah, there's a 13.
That hits.
Nice.
Nice.
And then, well, I guess I'll do my normal attack first with it, and then I'll add all the other stuff. So D12. What the heck?
That was. It took the 12.
Oh, my 20 just popped up too. Okay,
that's
Yeah.
weird.
that was strange.
Yeah, that was strange.
So yeah, I did. Wow, 10. Okay, plus 3, I think. Yeah, so it's gonna be 10 plus 3, and then I
So
get
that'd
to
be-
add
13
2D
slashing.
Plus, how many? Am I able to use it at level 4? Or what level do I use this at? Max? Is it 3?
What is it? A spell?
Yeah, it's a spell.
You can cast it at higher levels. It normally says if you can cast it at higher levels and
Yeah.
what the extra.
It
It
depends
just
on what.
says per level. I didn't know if we were able to bring them up to level 4 at level 4 or.
Depends
Yeah,
on what.
I'm
the,
pretty
I
sure.
think it means spell level.
No, it should be on. I think it's your character level for that.
Okay. Then so 2 plus 4, so that's 68s.
What was the slashing? 13.
So it's 21 plus 13, and that's so it's radiant damage.
Okay.
Which should hopefully, because it's a wraith, do double.
Okay. Certainly, there's more impact from what you've just done than there has been from anyone else.
A little bit.
As you watch as the the wraith sort of coils back in pain, but then comes straight back towards.
Jesus Christ, that was 34 radiant damage.
At that point, the father runs over, standing up, and then using half of his movement. He is going to cast Beacon of Hope, which travel 25 foot. So he's just going to miss you, Cain.
Nice.
But everybody else, as he casts the spell, actually that takes a minute.
Kala.
That takes a minute to cast.
That's Kala.
Does it take a minute or does it last a minute?
Oh, casting time, 1 action. You're right. Yeah. So he's going to cast that. So what that does is that as he starts to pray, you for the duration of the spell, which is 1 minute each time.
Wish you'd help me with that whenever I had freaking 29 health. Step back a little bit, Father, and use it.
And the target regains the maximum number of hit points from any healing. Okay.
Cain, it hits you. It doesn't hit Kala. That's Kala out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's 25 foot from where he's standing. So yeah, it's just Kala that does.
Okay. Hooray!
Kala that doesn't hit. Okay. So that's going to be his turn. You probably could cast a healing word or something. Do you want one of those, Jordan?
It would be preferred, yes.
So then he would get maximum.
D8 plus 2, so 10 healing points.
Well, it's max though, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's max he can do, not my max health.
Right.
Just his the max.
Okay, I see. So what's the how much?
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that would be sweet if it was.
That's what I was like. Jesus Christ! I'm gonna take like a small potion and freaking Popeye it.
Kala is going to
I'm
inspire.
a lot better now.
Inspire, and she's going to inspire
the wraith.
She's going to inspire Cain based on what she just saw. So she's going to turn and say, "Go on, hit him in the backside."
Oh, come on! You got to sing, Scott.
Have I?
You tweeted about it, so sing.
Well, maybe it wasn't this.
Oh shit!
We're in a church. We're going to sing gospel.
Oh, nice.
And then she is going to turn around and look at the wraith and say, "Oi, you big ugly old troll! Oh, you're not a troll. You're a wraith. You smell like cheese." And cast Vicious Mockery. Thanks, man. It's not as easy as I thought it would be.
No, I'm pretty sure that's exactly the type of insult she keeps lashing out at them with.
I'm normally quite good at insulting, but I didn't do so well there. I also don't know how to cast this spell, so.
A transparent prick. I can see your transparent dick.
I think I need to make a save, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, the wraith needs to make a save.
Against 13, I believe it is. It's a wisdom save.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's her main go-to.
Although she's yelling, wouldn't it be charisma save?
No, I think it's wisdom because it's in their brain.
All right, hold on.
If someone could look that up for me.
Because I think the bard's spell is charisma, is what I was thinking.
I think it might be charisma, but you might be right.
Okay, here we go. If the target can hear you, it must succeed a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 psychic and have disadvantage on next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay.
So it's Wisdom.
A wisdom saving throw, and we said on DC 13, didn't we? I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless
It does.
unless because she leveled up, her thing might have gone up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he makes it. She makes it by 1.
Her thing went up.
So
Why do you keep doing that?
I don't know.
25. Your turn.
All right. Now all this random crap on the floor here, is that like it takes double the movement to walk through it?
The thing to your right is the door, so you can kind of quite easily walk over that.
Okay, but I can't walk over the benches. I'm guessing
The pews are probably
the big white circles are sort of pillars that head up to the roof.
oh, that's what those are.
The pews are obviously pews and probably would cause you some hassle to climb over.
And these are 5-foot squares?
Yep.
This would be a much, much bigger church.
Yeah, right.
Which actually would probably be closer to how he described it.
Yeah.
How is it looking now? Like, after all that damage, is it seeing a little wear, or does it still look fresh as a daisy?
It doesn't look fresh, but it's a wraith. It's never really looked that fresh.
That's true.
You know, you can't. It's difficult to tell. You've certainly done some damage to it, but it's difficult to tell from looking at.
Okay.
There's no blood. There's no real wounding of such, but you certainly saw it coil back when there was some damage that wasn't necessarily piercing or slashing that struck.
All right. Well, I'll mark it as my hunter's quarry thingy and take a shot, even though it's not gonna.
Hey, every bit helps.
Thing, so yeah, 21.
Wow.
All right, so 9 damage total.
Okay.
Half that 4. Yes.
Anything else, or did you roll
no,
your
I
you rolled
moved
your hunter's
everything.
mark? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. The wraith is back up, as is a motorbike outside my house.
Awesome.
The wraith drives off into the distance.
Puts on some sunglasses. Okay. Again, she's going to continue her assault on you, Cain.
She does not like you.
Understandably so. I don't like her either.
She rolls a 13.
John.
She rolls a 13 and this time does 15 damage to you.
Again, halved. 50.
Again, halved.
So 7.
Yep. And if you can make a Constitution save again.
Oh, right. I forgot that stupid thing.
That resistance is saving you.
It really is. Scott's really hoping I'm fail this so we can unveil what the attack or the Constitution thing is.
I'm pretty sure I know what it does, but
+1,
wait.
so 9. That probably failed.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
It's not the best.
So your maximum hit points are reduced by the amount equal to the damage taken. So your maximum hit points come down by 7.
Total or to
total
comes down 7 in total. Yeah.
So not what my current is. Okay.
No,
yeah. So just break your current down right now.
Yeah. I've got it. I've got the temporary hit point thing.
Right.
Okay, and I think that's going to be her turn. Yep. So it's now Torb's go.
All right. I'm gonna attack her.
Okay.
With a 15. I believe hits. That'll be 8 slashing damage.
Oh, right. Crap. I forgot to do what I was going to do. Oh, well. I was going to use my reaction on it.
Well played, sir.
Yeah, the guy was about to say it, and then he said the Constitution thing, and I completely just forgot about it.
Yeah, that's what I did. I saved it just until you were about to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sometimes I wonder.
So the father is going to cast spiritual weapon. which obviously creates a sort of floating. It's a floating hammer right beside the wraith.
Then the wraith grabs it and hits me with it.
Okay, so he's gonna.
Turns out the hammer is actually an MC.
Which hits.
No, I'm pretty sure the hammer's going to do full damage. Since it's magical.
Hammer time's out.
Okay, so he swings at it, and this hammer sort of swings right through it, and again you see it coil back in pain as this spectral hammer sort of crashes against this transparent wraith that's in front of you.
Nice.
Okay, and now it's Sarya's turn. She is going to. I don't really know what she can do.
Crap! I should have used my +6 to avoid the friggin' Constitution BSery. I suck at this game. I forget literally everything.
Again, going to. Can she have more than one? More than one.
Inspiration at a time.
Inspiration at a time.
Yes.
Oh, inspiration. Yeah, I
gonna-
don't know if it's on me though. I don't know if she can have two.
She's going to inspire.
Yeah, she can throw it on as many people as Although I think inspiration counts as a spell slot as well, or. Unless
She
I'm
gets a
wrong.
certain amount per day.
Oh yeah, that's right. She gets a certain amount.
Okay. So she's going to cast another inspiration, this time on you, 25.
Yay!
And then she is going to cast Healing Word at level 2, I think. Which again, I don't have the spell for. Healing Word at higher levels increased by 1d8. I don't know if it's d8 for Cara. I think it might be a d4.
It's probably D4. I don't think she's.
Yeah, so I think it is 2d4 plus 2. But you get the maximum for that because of the priest's spell.
So that'd be 10.
Yeah, so 10 heals for you again, Cain.
Hooray!
Yay.
But now my max is crap, so it didn't do much. But
She's just gonna sort of head into the doorway a little bit.
She's gonna put her head in.
it's a ghost.
I would
Right.
go.
25, you're up.
All right. So this box right here, right?
Mhm.
That's the altar.
No, the thing behind it is the altar.
So
The
this big thing.
large, yeah.
Okay.
Father doesn't play when it comes time to pray.
I'm gonna head over here to the altar and kind of look around and see if there's anything like that's causing this wraith. Maybe
Are you trying to
something I
rob
can-
the church?
No, I'm not trying to
In
steal
broad
anything. I'm
daylight.
trying to
Roll me-
see
Well, he's here.
if there's something on
Yeah.
because it came from the altar. So
Roll
maybe there's
me-
something I can do to stop
Roll me an investigation.
it. Okay, what's my investigation? That's not too bad. I've seen worse. Oh, except
Yeah, it's
for
not
when
too
that
bad. He's seen a
happens.
lot worse. Than
Yeah.
a crit fail.
Yep.
It's an altar. You're pretty sure it's an altar. You only
Are
think
we
that.
sure?
You only think that because he walked over there and said, "Can you help me with the altar?"
Okay.
That's the only reason you think.
The
it's
problem is
that.
he's looking at the column thinking this.
Yeah.
You doing
No,
anything?
I'm actually looking at the small box.
Yeah.
You doing anything else, or is that
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll still attack.
okay?
Why not?
Please do. Ah, I thought that was a 20.
I did
It
too.
looked like it.
It's like
It rolled.
beep.
16 total.
That hits.
Woohoo! 15 total damage.
Okay.
Half, I'm guessing. So
Yeah.
That's like
That's
100
my turn.
damage.
yeah.
The Wraith is back
Yeah.
up. And again, not so keen on you.
Holy crap, what a surprise. I would have never saw that coming.
Yeah.
Rolls
I
a
kinda did.
19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Are we sure?
Does
Can we do a recount?
26 points of damage to you.
you say 26?
I said 26.
Ooh.
Man, it's a really good thing that I'm.
Halved.
Yeah.
And if you could roll me a Constitution save, please.
No.
Scott,
All
does
right,
this
oops.
happen every time?
Mm-hmm.
Or because I thought it can the effect can only happen once.
Not that I can see.
Per
It says the
person.
target must. It says melee attack, and the target must make a DC Constitution save. It doesn't mention anything about it being a. In fact, it goes on to say what happens if you reach 0 hit points.
Okay, because I know there are some spells that are like that.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't work well. Yeah, become like a specter. Yeah.
So you lose another 13. Did we say? Was it 26? Yeah. So 13 maximum hit points.
Oh.
Dick balls. Well, okay, that's cool. I rebuke. I hit him with my freaking bullcrap counter. So spell save of 14. I think it's dexterity.
Okay.
Let's check. Yeah, dexterity.
Natural 20, I'm afraid.
Good, it failed. Just like I planned.
You needed 14 exactly.
So it still takes half. So and it's 2d10 plus, and it's fire damage. I don't know what that does against spooky ghosts, but I've seen Lord of the Rings, so I'm hoping a lot. And I get +1 for each level, and I'm I guess doing it at a level 3. So the heck?
That was a dog.
My dog just went crazy.
The wraith turns into a dog.
Yeah.
Runs out of the church.
Becomes our pet for the rest of the mission. Holy crap.
A lot of dice.
Yeah. So that's 29 fire damage split in half.
Okay.
So that's 57. No.
That'd be what?
14.
14?
14.
Okay, so you as soon as you take some damage, you retaliate as quickly as you can, as swiftly as you can. And you see again, it takes some. You get purchase with your rebuke, but not as much as you were anticipating. Torb, you're up.
Is this thing? Do I know if this is like undead or a fiend or whatever type it is?
Roll me. Actually, we'll do it. Roll me. You would know that this is an undead creature.
Okay. Because I've been considering for how long it's taking to just use control undead on the thing, but I'll end up failing it.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You would know that this is very much the epitome of undead.
Okay. I didn't know if there was like some weird thing, but okay, that's cool.
All right.
What do you mean there'd be some weird thing in D&D?
Yeah. I'm going to move over here.
Okay.
And I'm going to give Cain one of my greater potions. Which is 4d4 plus 2. And then I will swing at the wraith.
Are you feeding him the potion, or are you just handing him the potion?
Handing.
Okay, so you won't have healed yet.
Plain sir.
Okay.
What was that, Jordan?
Oh, I said it's probably feed me a potion. I'm at my temporary health.
Your internet is dying.
Yeah. You're going Mr. Roboto.
Domo.
I think you're better now.
You said
it's because my family just got home.
Oh, okay. So you're handing him the potion, or are you drinking the potion?
I'm handing it to him.
Handed it.
Okay, cool.
And that was what I was saying. Yeah, I'm at max health technically with my temporary health, so it's a good thing you didn't feed it to me.
Okay, so that's your that was your bonus action. So this is your attack. That hits.
Nice.
I think that's just an interaction, isn't it? Handing a potion.
I think it's a bonus action to hand it.
Yeah, it's like interaction, bonus action.
A full action to drink it for them.
Yeah.
To pour it down their throat.
To pee in their mouth.
Yeah. That'll be 10 damage, so reduced to 5.
Okay. So again, you swing through with your halberd. It's sort of, you see the impact sort of take, but not as much as you were anticipating. At that point, the father is going to ask his spiritual weapon kindly to attack one more time. So he rolls to hit. And he gets a natural 20.
Nice.
And
Can we just replace Jesse with him? He can be stone again.
So you watch as the hammer swings down on the wraith, and as it connects with the back of the head, just turns to ash on the floor in front of you.
I take a long rest
as it dissipates right in front of your eyes. Just a small mound of ash.
I want to make sure that, well, after like fighting me, that seeing my eyes is the last thing it sees as it gets smacked in the back of the head.
Yeah, I mean, it was very much intent on you and causing you pain, and as it slowly vanishes, it vanishes from the bottom half upwards. So the last thing that remains before it turns to ash is the eyes. And although they're just completely dark, you feel like you got your revenge on said wraith.
Yeah, there's like a weird spark like in me that it like probably gets excited by it, but not in a way that he would like not in a redeeming type factor, but more the feeding off the revenge.
You got a semi, essentially, is what you're saying.
Dude, I'm full mass.
Oh, he's rock hard.
Okay.
The last thing the specter sees as it dies is Cain's boner popping out of his leather pants.
Rocking a full chubby.
Cain starts humping the pew next to him.
I hump all the ashes.
So at that point, the father sort of looks round. He looks down at the pile of ash on the floor. He tries to avoid the looking at your bulge. Before sort of sitting down on the pew, and you can see that he's physically upset that not only has his place of worship, his church has been left in the state it's in, but also that
he can't have a boner.
Yeah, he's not allowed a boner. That there was unholy undead, an undead creature in his church. At that point, at the corner of his eye, he spots the symbol of Foltus, the large symbol that stands at the front of the church, and he heads over towards it, which is this thing over here. And he's going to start trying to move it to stand it back up.
And it explodes.
I'll go and
help him. I'll go to help.
Okay, so all of us except for Kala. Thanks, Kala. Go over there.
So you all head over to lift it up. No, it doesn't. As you all head over to lift it up, the rest of you are all moving it. The father,
the son,
25, Torb, you're all moving it fine. And then all of a sudden, Kings, as soon as you put your hands on it, this blinding white light just takes your vision. Just everything around you seems to fade into this bright white light. And as you sort of struggle to gain your composure, you guys don't notice anything different. You guys are just carrying on moving the statue, the symbol. As you begin to open your eyes, you see an old man standing in front of you on this sort of completely white environment. He has long grey hair just past his shoulders. His eyes are this bright blue, and they're sort of transfixed on you. And you hear this booming voice. And although you see this man moving his mouth, this voice is very much in your head. There's no getting away from it. And it goes on to say, Cain Mordred, you have failed me. As you try to move, you can't move anything. You're transfixed. The only thing that you can move is your mouth and your eyes. Everything else is just locked, rigid. Your boner is slowly going down. That's the only thing that's happening.
It can't leave.
And he's standing there, maybe 15, 20 foot away from you, holding a quarterstaff. And you recognize this man as what the images depict as Foltus.
Okay. Kind of looks like a White Walker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the leader of them.
Yeah, a bit like Gandalf, but slightly more battle worn, and masculine than Gandalf. He goes on to say, "You stood for me once as a holy warrior. Now you stand in front of me, an Oathbreaker. I am the deity of light, the purveyor of law and order. I stand for the natural order of things. The sun rises, the sun sets. Seasons progress, the moons wax and wane. You threw that order into chaos when you butchered 47 innocent men, women, and children. How do you plead?
Guilty.
As soon as you speak, as soon as that last word leaves your lips, the man is literally standing feet away from you. He's in an instant is standing right in front of you. He looks at you and he says, "The penalty is eternal banishment on the 7th layer of hell. Do you have anything you'd like to say?" As he places his hand on your shoulder.
I do not.
As you say that, you feel like this warmth flow over you, this energy start to flow through your body. His eyes close, and you instinctively take a deep breath and close your eyes. As you do, all you see is darkness. You see as you sort of, your eyes are still closed, you can feel that your eyes are closed, but you start to see a burning landscape. You see a floor covered in corpses. You see ongoing battles between charred remains. They seem to be locked in an internal battle in the center of the landscape. You watch 2 large spikes rise up from the ground. The floor is shaking. The spikes rise higher and you start to see 2 large glowing red orbs piercing into your eyes. You no matter what you try and do, you can't get away from them. This burning sensation starts to flow through your head and then through your body. As your eyes are forced to open, you see this towering creature with glowing red eyes, this muscular red body and a long tail with a fiery whip in hand. At that point, you snap back to this light environment. And again, Foltus is standing right beside you. He goes on to say, before sentence is passed, I ask you to right your wrong. Find Garamir and destroy him. He grows ever stronger the more he commits these dark deeds. Seek out the staff of ScottDogGaming. This will help you find Garamir. Fail me, and you have seen your fate. As he finishes saying that sentence, he reaches his hands out and he places 2 fingers on your forehead. And he says, before your sentence is passed. Oh no, he says.
So we already said that part.
He says it again just in case you didn't make notes. He's heard about your group. He says, as his fingers touch your forehead, he said, however, for your crimes, there must be punishment. He nods.
We will kill 25. The statue falls on him.
He nods towards you, and you feel this overwhelming pain take your body. And then you hear as this sort of red is filling your eyes. You've got nowhere to go. This pain is becoming so intense. You hear, once you have redemption, you may be at peace. And then this light fills your vision again. The rest of you haven't really noticed anything different. You've been working your way, trying to move the statue. You notice that he hasn't really been doing a great deal. But
Come on, Cain, this is your god.
He is still standing holding the symbol. And then you hear a scream of pain that comes from him as you watch as he slides backwards along the floor 5-10 feet. As he does, this trail of blood is left on the floor from the statue to where he rests.
Well, that's new.
Guys, who shot Cain?
Father, any explanation on?
As you turn around and look at him, he is not moving.
I feel like I'm out.
As you turn around and look at him, you start to see just red crimson start to flow underneath his body, slowly expanding into a larger circle.
I take a step back so I don't get any blood on my shoes.
At that point, the father turns around and runs towards you. Puts his hand on your chest. There's no breathing. There's nothing. Just from what you can see, he's dead.
Kala, quick, mouth to mouth.
The father, Kala is still standing at the back, kind of just watching.
Kate's tongue just comes out though.
She's like, use an inspiration, you idiot.
He still has a full on.
I'll roll for mouth to mouth.
Lucky you didn't land on your front.
25 tries.
As you're getting closer, trying to avoid the blood, you watch as the father grabs hold of his symbol and puts his hand on your chest and begins to cast a spell. You watch as the light begins to feel around Cain's body, and he's going to cast Revivify on you, Cain.
Okay.
You start to see.
So he turns them into a river.
You start to feel this light fill your body again. You're still in a lot of pain. You begin to feel that your eyes begin to open. You begin to return to this plane and this environment that you're in. Laying flat on your back, you feel that your back is wet. As the father turns him over into sort of the recovery position, you see that where once were some wings, there are no more. There's just a lot of blood pouring from this wounds where these wings seem to have been ripped from him. There's just two large gashes down his back that are slowly flowing through the leather armor that he's wearing. At that point, the father is also going to cast heal wounds or
closed hole in back.
Yeah.
I guess he's going to cast it at level 2. It's probably just out of range for the spell still to take place for the blessing.
Did anyone call dibs on one of his wings?
I think they're completely gone.
Roll me a perception, 25.
They're gonna turn to like ash and crap.
Yeah.
14 total.
14 points of damage.
Say my temporary health is down, so I can't do anything with that.
You do watch as the wounds sort of close up slightly. You don't watch because they're on your back, but everybody else does.
Like Wolverine.
This flow of blood stops. You're at 14. Cain, you are looking around. You see obviously the mess that's on the floor. You see Cain now laying on his side, breathing. There's nothing else anywhere near that would indicate his wings are in this vicinity.
So I'm like awake and conscious now, yeah?
You're awake, you're aware of what happened.
All right. Well, I'm very, very tunnel vision, so I look just straight at father and ask about the staff of Shiraki? How's it pronounced?
ChibiKy.
I ask about what he knows about the staff of ChibiKy.
How could you not know about the staff of Shinobi?
The staff of ChibiKy.
He looks at you and he's like, what happened?
I had a vision. What do you know about the staff of ChibiKy?
He wants to play with some guys named ChibiKy's staff.
So he stops for a second. He thinks, and he actually heads off towards the room over here, which are his chambers, and he sort of rummages around in there and then comes back. And as he comes back, he's like, I can't find any of my notes, any of my books, anything. From what I know, the staff of ChibiKy was a weapon used by Lord Edmund Hargain. He was the Holy Knight of Foltus. You know of the name. He's one of the prevalent stories in the history of Foltus. He battled against Jarag, which you also know is a lich of sort of really high power. And the battle was about the wiping, the cleansing of Foltus followers from the planet. They were looking to remove Foltus as a deity altogether and all of his followers. And although Hargain won the battle, he was also mortally wounded. He knows that there is a once mighty temple, which is believed to be the resting place of Hargain. and it's somewhere in the southwest of Tehran, although it's been lost for thousands of years. He does know that in the region that it's in, it's believed to be that the wood, the forest that it's in, is cursed, and that the locals don't tend to go there. Roll me a history check.
Alrighty. And this one's actually history, not religion.
Yeah, this one's history, but probably roll me a religion check as well.
Good, because I think my history check failed miserably. So let's see how the religion one goes. Awesome. So that's a 6 and a 5, my friend.
You don't know anything about it. You know of the history, you know the story, but word of the temple, you kind of had, no one's ever really documented exactly where it is or anything that you've seen. Doesn't look like the father is 100% sure of where it is. Looks like it was lost in history, and some of it was probably kept secret for the final resting place of this powerful being in the history of the religion. What you do know, what he does know, is that I've just got to find my map, which is too big to view online, so I've got to download it. So bear with. What you do know is that it is somewhere in the southwest of the region. Now, you know that Boldar is in the southwest of the region, Dwarven in the large mountain range at the very south of the continent. There's 3 towns, Quillin, Bemgarn, and Huntos, and you think that the temple is he thinks that the temple is somewhere in that region. There's a large forested area in that region. That would be where he believes it to be, but he's got nothing to go on other than that's what he thinks. He goes on to advise you that you might be able to get more information from cities, from libraries, from historians, from other priests in slightly more built up areas who would have more literature on Foltus.
Are we gonna have a library episode?
Maybe.
Dewey Decimal System, go!
Well, I mean, we could have 3 parts that are just a giant court scene.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
And by 3 parts, I mean, I guess it was like 9. It was like 3 full days worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, courtroom dramas take time. Simple
They
as.
do.
Yeah, no, they definitely did.
Come on, we've all watched Law
We
and
did a
Order
court
SVU.
in real time.
Bum, bum.
Pretty much.
So since I'm not really interested in the whole religious stuff that he was talking about and that Cain was going on about, while he's talking, I kind of want to wander outside and look at the scorch marks.
Okay. Roll me investigation and potentially history, I guess.
And while he's doing that, I just start trying to get myself up, and I kind of claim that I need to find this staff and destroy Gormar.
It's a 14 investigation.
Grimmer Wormtongue.
So as you reach down 25 and sort of pick up some of the grass or touch some of the grass that singed, it just basically turns to ash. You walk over to some of the larger foliage, and some of the trees. As soon as you touch them, they just sort of dissipate into ash.
Does this look like the same sort of marks that the portal left from last place?
No,
this sounds more like taint.
This looks like a trail. Yeah. Roll me a history, I guess, or maybe a religion, but
because we saw some taint before.
Which do you want? History? They're both the same. 13 total.
Okay. So although you've never really come into contact with anything like this, you have heard stories of wraiths and the undead. You know that when wraiths touch living things, they tend to die.
Okay.
And this could quite easily be the pathway that a wraith took into this church. Through living areas, which meant it
then died.
Yeah, it then died.
Okay.
The father looks to you as you sit down on a pew.
Pew pew.
He's still asking you what happened. How do you know about the staff?
Yeah. I also feel like it's going to be a challenge for me to walk because I'm going to be off balance with a lack of wing. Like
we can add that to the role play. It's not a problem.
Roll a dexterity.
At least no, just for the sake of getting over to the pew.
Yeah.
You know what? It feels very, very different.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine there's this giant, almost pressure back there. It's like reverse boobs. I have chest pains as a result. I can't sleep now. I can sleep on my back for the first time.
Well, it's quite tender at the moment. So
do you? Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to?
I thought you said it healed up just fine. So I was like, oh, cool.
The wounds have sealed.
Yeah.
However, healed is probably a few steps down the line.
Well, now I don't look as scary to people because I don't have terrifying evil bat wings anymore. No, it used to be nice, happy feathered wings.
You still look scary to people.
I mean, at the moment, your whole back is covered in like dry blood.
Yeah.
Or drying blood. You look pretty scary.
Which I did not, for the record, get on my shoes. Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, pretty much Cain's entire story and everything that's going on is just a metal album.
No.
Pretty much, yeah. What sounds like.
So the priest is asking sort of what happened. He obviously has put 2 and 2 together and knows this is about redemption.
Mm-hmm. I told him last time that it was about redemption.
Yeah, so that's what he knows. He knows that this is, but I think he's more intrigued as to what happened when you touched that symbol.
Yeah, I guess I don't really go into detail about like divine punishment and the holy redemption again, because he knows pretty much most of that story. But I basically described the stuff with needing the staff and having to kill my diva.
Okay. He
Do you have to kill the mech too, or just?
Shut up.
You lose your inspiration die.
Damn it!
You had an inspiration die?
Yeah.
Well, they only last 10 minutes.
Yeah. At that moment in time, he gets up, and he's quite touchy-feely. He puts his hand on your knee again, and he walks over to his room. He heads in there. He looks
after touching my knee.
Yeah.
Still a bit of a mess.
And he goes and lays on his bed.
He comes back with
I saw the boner.
He comes back with a shirt, and he sort of throws it.
Cuts a hole in it.
And he looks at all of you and he says, "I don't know about you lot, but I could do with a drink." As you've been standing outside 25, you know that it's getting towards late evening by the time you've managed to reach the town. You've been turned back from stone, and this has gone on. As time has passed, it's getting towards sort of mid evening now. So he sort of says, "I need a drink. The tavern is round the corner. We can't stay here tonight. Who's coming with me?"
I'll join you, Father.
Let's go.
I need a drink. And then I pull out the shirt and, like, from just usual thing, I'm about to cut the holes in the back for the wings. Then I just kind of stop and I'm like, and then I look and it's a jersey.
Oh, your first whole shirt.
My first holeless shirt.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I have all kinds of whole shirts.
Yeah. So you guys head out of the church. You turn right, and from behind the church, you start to see some of the town. There's some houses, some wooden houses. There's a large stone building sort of headed off towards the middle of the town. You see a sign hanging up as you get closer. You see that it says, what does it say? It says the crooked crow as you walk up. As you walk in, it's busy. There's a lot of people in there. There's a lot of people turn around and look at the father and are relieved to see him and come up and talk to him. He heads over and sits down at a table, puts his hand up, and as he does, the lady behind the bar sort of runs around, starts pouring some drinks. Instantly, as you guys sit down at the same table, four large tankards of ale appear on the table. Father straight into it.
A regular.
This clearly is his normal drink in his normal bar. He says, "Can we have some food?" And she wanders off to get that. as you look around, there's lots of people. There's lots of people in the bar. There's lots of people singing, laughing, joking, just having a good time. The mood is jovial. You know, people seem to be quite happy in this town. Even more so with the returning of the father, who, you know, no one really knew what happened other than the church was left very much decimated without any.
Craig just left.
We lost Craig.
Oh, Craig, you little
rip.
Cheeky little bastard.
Will we lose the audio if we bring him back?
I can't remember what happened last time. No, it did download eventually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Craig.
Craig's back. So you guys sit there. You have some dinner. You've got some chicken and bread and some cheese comes out. You're having your ale whilst eating. It's fine. Eventually, a room key comes over for all of you as well. Looks like the father has been kind of talking to the owner of the place as the evening's been going on, and they've sorted out a room for you. A couple of hours later, a lady comes running in, looks round, runs straight over to the father. She's sweating. She's teary-eyed.
He's weak.
She's like, Father, Parrot got attacked by wolves. He made it home, but he's in a bad way.
Our parrot?
Fat Parrot.
I thought
he said a parrot too.
I thought he did too.
Our parrot was attacked by wolves.
Yeah,
parrot, fly away.
Parrot or ferret?
Rolling into no. Parrot got attacked by wolves. He made it home, but he's in a bad way. Can you come and help? The father stands up, takes his third tankard of ale, downs it, slams it on the table. He looks at you guys and he's like, "Cleric's work is never done." So he kind of tips his head to you, pats you on the shoulder, Cain, being quite careful to avoid the
raging hard on,
and then heads out of the tavern.
You know what? All things that have happened, I think right now Cain's actually probably in more of almost a happier mood than you would normally see, and not just because this is like one of the first times he's drank since his younger days, but because
we were at a fun fair.
Well, no, but because this is like the one time he's actually had a proper way that he knows that he can find redemption. It's like this is he was given a quest by Faltus, and it's kind of like the one positive that's happened since killing 42 people, the magical number.
Well, it's about to get worse, and I think it was 47.
Yeah, you said 47.
You have already wiped.
I mean, I counted.
From your
I
memory.
counted 48.
Were you not counting the children?
Oh no, most of them were children. That's all I counted.
Children under 4 don't count, is what he said.
Exactly.
I don't count the elderly because they were close to death.
You were just doing them a favor.
As the father
a few of them died of a heart attack before he actually killed them.
Elderly, of course, being 20 and older.
From watching their families get slaughtered, a few of them died of a heart attack. As the father leaves, a female walks in, raven hair, wearing some armor, with a lyre on her back. She walks in. She walks over to the front of the bar, puts some of her stuff down. As you guys are sort of finishing your drinks and your meal, she plucks a few practice chords and then bursts into song.
Will you sing it for us?
Brace yourselves, everybody.
God.
Seasons come and go, moons wax and wane, time seems to slow to the spirits of Have. Hello. Stop bobbing your head.
I was dancing to it.
The spirit of Astabar. The problem is, it's just in the corner of my eye.
Well, I knew you wrote out the words. That's why I was like, he's got to sing this for us.
One is the spirit of Astabar, a mage who traveled wide and far, a collector of items of magic lore, seeker of secrets of times of yore. Seasons come and go, moons wax and wane, time seems to slow, the spirit of Have. Hello. For Astabar, a dragon was an easier foe than defeating his own pride. and ego. Certain he was greater than any magic force. He set to unraveling the eldritch source of a wand most strange and chaos bound, that the mind of the mage it did confound. Seasons come and go, moons wax and wane, time seems to slow the spirits of Havallow. Astabar would not be denied. With all of his power, he turned the tide against the wand that refused to break, even if wisdom he did forsake. Upon the wand he cast with all of his might, eldritch light dancing in the night, and the wand's power was unleashed. Its chaos and fury was released. Power beyond his control, the wand consumed the manor whole. Sheathed in radiant magic fire, Astabar was consigned to the eerie full pyre. Seasons come and go, moons wax and wane. Time seems to slow to the spirits of Havallow. She plucks a few more chords and then stops.
Woo!
And I guess we'll take a break there to
man.
recover from what was.
I'm gonna have to find out about this Astabar fellow.
Yeah,
right.
It's
No
like there was a
Googling.
plot in there we're supposed to pay attention to.
No Googling. I know it's difficult to concentrate when
No Googling.
performance of
What?
that
No, I wasn't gonna do
devastation
Googling.
happens.
We were talking about he's collecting items and stuff, and he's a wizard, and then he got.
So what I will say is, just before we take a break, this is actually a one shot, which I'm quite looking forward to. This is something that I found that I thought we could.
Are the lyrics also part of the one
Yeah,
shot?
I didn't write that.
Darn it! I saw. Oh, my mind was like, "Holy crap!" Scott wrote out an entire chorus progression. He's got verse, chorus, chorus.
I thought about it and then thought I'll just use the one. Oh, you just use the one that's in the one shot.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, "Holy crap!" He really went ham on this.
So we will take a break here. You guys can recover from what was a sensational performance.
Sure.
I apologize for the bard having quite a masculine voice.
I mean, my panties are moist right now, Scott.
I like the natural vibrato when she's saying.
Yeah, she's raspy. That's what it
Hello.
is. And yeah, we'll take a break there and come back in 5-10 minutes.
Later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.